Welcome back to the Matrix. You're not just the Matrix, you are the Matrix. How's it feel, Neo? And today we got ourselves a banger daily market news analysis. It is November 9th, 2025, and as of the time of recording, Bitcoin is sitting at $106,150, and we can see the beard bet continue. I continue to bet my beard on the bottoms, and the beard continues to grow. We see it's not confirmed. We have until December 2nd, obviously, but we said that the 28-day low is in. I'm giving myself wiggle room. Daily body candle, not a wick, a body candle below 95K between now and December 2nd, and I will shave my beard. And why did I bet that? Did I do it for fun? Absolutely not. I bet it because I thought that it was in. You can see we have not went lower, not for a second. So good signs for Bitcoin. There's going to be a bit of resistance here. I want to see Bitcoin kind of do the same thing of a lot of the spring coins that we're going to talk about. There's going to be resistance at about $108,000 to $112,000. So we want to see it get above there and start to hold. But realistically, we don't need a lot of price action out of Bitcoin. The things that has me very, very intrigued at this moment in time is Ethereum and Solana. We've been talking a lot about the 7-wave crashing structure over here. I just realized that I don't have the charts for you guys. No worries. But we've been talking a lot about the 7-wave crashing structure for Ethereum 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That marks a bottoming structure, especially when you couple it with being extremely overbought or oversold, excuse me. Very, very good signs. Oh, what in the world? Very, very good things there. Confirmation that this is what we're doing is about 3,800 for Ethereum. We haven't quite confirmed it, but it looks like we're in the right direction here. We put in multiple higher lows on Ethereum and multiple higher highs. The sentiment has been in the absolute dumps, and this is a very clear pattern of a 7-wave crashing structure. If we get to the confirmation, again, there's going to be resistance there at that $3,800 range between 4,000 too. But ultimately, it would take us to about 4,500 as high as 4,700 for the first wave. We would then go back to about 3,800, 3,700, somewhere in between there before testing the all-time high. Again, that's how that pattern would play out. But very, very encouraging first signs out of Ethereum. Very, very encouraging first signs out of Solana as well. We've talked a lot. I bet my beard that the bottom is in. Like I said, I do not just do that for fun. Solana has the exact same structure. Confirmation is this line right here that I have, 172. We start getting body closes above that. That confirms that we're doing this first big wave out of the 7-wave crashing structure, which would take us to about 210 as high as 215. Again, same thing. There's going to be resistance at that 180, 185. It's not going to be a straight line, but that will be the first landing spot. We'll likely come back to 175, 180, somewhere in there before, same as Ethereum, testing the all-time high. Very, very strong setup for both of these, which is going to continue to bring dominance down, which, you know, it's losing steam as we go. I definitely think that the bottom is in for Bitcoin. We've talked a lot about that. We have the tweet here. One of these, I'm not sure which it is, but one of these has my tweet on it. Let's go. I don't know which one it is, but one of them has it on there. Looking very good. We'll see. We have until December 2nd, obviously, until it's confirmed. Which one is it? Where is my one that has the... Where's the one that has my tweet on it? It's one of these. Nevertheless, is it this one? No. There it is. There we go. So we can see there's where my tweet was. I thought I was showing you guys this earlier. We haven't went lower for a second. Very, very good signs. The thing that I'm very, very encouraged with as well is with the coins that are kind of doing a textbook spring. There's a few outliers here that have had, you know, a year of support, lost it all, such as Filecoin, broke all the way above it, and now we're holding it as support. Now, we want to see them hold it. We don't want to see them lose the range, but this is textbook how a spring behaves in Wyckoff. This is a textbook spring. The government is officially back open, and they're talking about dividend checks and all kinds of crazy stuff. They're talking about 50-year mortgages, all the most euphoric stuff. Show me the charts. I will tell you the news. Everything, everywhere, all at one time, just like you never left. But the textbook spring goes like this. You have long periods of accumulation followed by losing it all, and then you go violently back into the range, chop for a little bit before starting the phase E. We've seen this out of Bitcoin many, many times, but quickly before we show Bitcoin, I'll show you the example of how this plays out. Filecoin, AR is doing this, ICP is doing this, Flux is doing this, it seems like HBAR is doing this, it seems like Rose is doing this. So very, very good early signs. Again, we're not quite out of the woods yet, but we're showing things in the right direction. And just quickly, I'll show you the example out of Bitcoin, how this has behaved in the past springs. April was an example of a spring where you have a long accumulation period, just like the Wyckoff accumulation. The spring takes out every single level, then you violently reclaim it, chop sideways before going higher. That is textbook on how a spring would behave. Same thing that happened back in August. You have a long period, you lose it all very quickly, very violently, and then you chop, accumulate before going higher. Same exact thing happened in the C19 crash as well. You have a long period of accumulation. You lose it all violently. You violently reclaim it, chop sideways before going higher. That is how textbook springs happen, and we have a lot of things. Every day we add just more and more of these coins, but that is how we'd expect them to behave. So those are kind of in the early signs that is going to bring others up. It's going to bring Bitcoin dominance down. Very, very good signs. Everything, everywhere, all at one time. The thing that I'm going to be keeping my eye on this week, I want to see Bitcoin continue to hold the range. I want to see Ethereum, Solana continuing to march its way up. And the Russell has been following the fractal almost comically at this point. And this is the point where we would expect a bounce, and we got a bit of a bounce on Friday. I don't expect a new all-time high this week out of the Russell, but I would like to see a higher high being taken out by the Russell this week, because this is the point where we would expect a bounce right here. This is basically the exact same point. You can see this is the same liquidation candle. We had the same move up. We had the same back test. This is the same point where we would find support. And guess what? When we went into distribution, that's when things got crazy. We can see that we've been following this literally to a T at this point. So that's what I expect to see out of the Russell to continue the thesis. I expect Ethereum to hold its lows. I expect Bitcoin to hold its lows. And I expect Solana to hold its lows. Those would all be my invalidation points. And I want to continue to see that. Again, not quite out of the woods, but I'm feeling very, very confident about my beard bet. And I'm feeling very, very confident that show me the charts and I will tell you the news. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow me on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch.